Welcome to another session of Bedlam Hall, the Malbanes, and I am your host, Scott of Scott's Case Files, and above me are the stars of the show, the players, and they're pretty awesome. So let's say hi to them. Let's say hi to Jason. Jason, how are you doing this week? How's your Thursday treating you?
Pretty presumptuous of you to call me a star of a show. I thought that was Petunia.
Well, you know, she's a star in her own right, but we'll be getting to her to this session. Don't you worry your pretty self.
Ooh.
That was foreshadowing, yes. Awesome.
As usual, stay hydrated, people.
Stay hydrated. I am not convinced it's water ever to this day, but
we'll
go with
this particular cup is actually tea. So there, not water.
All right, and we have Steve.
Hello.
Hello.
Good. If I start wailing during this session, it's just because of my new move, where I can start wailing when I'm going to lose trauma or prestige.
Oh my! I look forward to hearing more about this. Yeah, and Philip is just already pre-traumatized. So, Philip, how are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. We're here.
Excellent. That's all I can ask for. Hanging in there, etc., etc. So, welcome. You're looking good. Also, keeping the buzz cut going. Nice summer haircut.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Yes.
Again,
Keeps on changing the backdrop.
Changes the. Does he? I never noticed that. Is that so?
What?
It's either the third position in the same room, or it's the
Yes.
third room.
No, it's all the same room. I just have 4 corners to my table, so.
Most rooms do have 4
that's-
corners.
Well, that's interesting. I never noticed that. Insightful. That's my players for you. So yes,
That's what makes
welcome.
it really hard to play this against Steve, because he just often notices things, and I'm barely trying to keep up as the chauffeur.
It is every position has its trials for certain. So yes,
Yes,
this
clearly
episode-
my trial is you, Miss Croft.
and that goddamn pen knife. Whew.
I've
So
only
useful. Who
stabbed you
knew?
with it once.
That's true.
Only once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and pre-traumatized, that's Mr. Current. Traumatized so very much. It's
That's true. If you injure him, he has no composure. He's actually very easily traumatized. He's just physically tough.
You'll retire early. Odds are decent.
yeah, I actually have composure -1. But I have a stiff upper lip, which means I get to roll fortitude instead of composure for ignore the strange.
Mm.
Well, that's
Nice.
cool. Well, just so you all know, this is episode 6. Can you believe it? Or more than
Flies.
halfway. Yeah, time flies when you're getting traumatized in multiple ways.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to, speaking of trauma, after we do the intro video, which I always forget, and I'm trying very hard not to, let's do that, and then we'll get into some trauma, because that's what everybody signed up for, which I don't understand why, but I'm here to give it to them. So, be right back.
cruel move, but it could be entertaining.
It
Scott,
could be
so I
entertaining.
do have a question.
Sure, go for it.
So I have 2 moves that can collectively inflict 5 trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I assume I can't just do those both at the same time and wipe and kill somebody.
That is a loaded. Okay, first of all, that's a loaded question. Second of all, I don't know. Well, it depends on the triggers. Generally speaking, you can trigger a move at a time in Powered by the
Okay.
Apocalypse. So the question is, what are the triggers? What it says, if you do this, then this. What's the if you do part?
So a physical altercation is just my cruel move.
Okay,
I can inflict 2 trauma on somebody, 2 physical trauma.
right, and that's basically once a session, without, no questions asked, no roll, no trigger,
Yeah.
no nothing. So that's just a
Just
thing.
do
Okay.
it. And then rough and tumble is at the expense of a prestige, you can cause physical trauma to another member of staff, maximum of 3. So that one also doesn't really have a trigger. It's just a thing that I do. But
So,
it
Yeah, the
seems
trigger.
like spirit is that it wouldn't kill somebody since there's a maximum to how much trauma you could cause. So I feel like that would need to be 2 separate things.
Yeah, I would definitely make it 2 separate things, but you could do it one right after the other.
I was completely behind you until you said the one only applied to staff.
Nice. But yes, they
we
could
don't
be done.
actually have to. There's nothing preventing us from offing the staff. I'm offing the family.
Already did one.
And we don't know exactly how.
We aren't sure.
We didn't ask too many questions.
Yeah,
I
True
would
story.
I would have found out if somebody could send themselves down the dumbwaiter. There have been several times that I've wanted to send myself down the dumbwaiter just to see what's going on.
Ask and someone will help you.
Mr. Current, for example. So on that note, gosh, you guys are really good. So we're gonna get started. I feel like you guys have been raiding my brain all day. So yeah, let's get started with the session. So let me paint you a picture that happens in the quiet English countryside, the fields outside a manor house, a rich manor house in Devonshire, and a whole lot of blue bloods trying to play croquet. There are some weird rules as to order and stuff, but they have hoops, or as Americans would call them, wickets, set up in various places on the lawn. There are 4 people playing at a given time, each with their own colored ball, whacking away with mallets. The basics are, it seems that they have to go through specific hoops in specific directions and without disturbing other balls and stuff like that. And once you get it to the final peg, they call it, the little stake they put in the ground, you get points, and eventually people get points and you win. I had to look this up because I have never myself actually played a real game of croquet with actual rules. I have played it without rules, and let me tell you, it can be fun on a sunny
It's just kind of like
Saturday
polo
morning.
at that point, then.
Exactly.
Hit it as hard as you can.
Hit it as hard as you can. Just whack whatever is necessary.
I'm sorry, your shins look like my ball.
Yeah, many bruises were had as a child, let me tell you. So this is the scene. This is, I mean, again, as I stated, this is a stately manor in Devonshire, England. Of course, the fog is rolled in. You can barely see outside of the grounds where their wickets or hoops are all popped in the ground. And the game is afoot. Oh yeah, good times. So, who of the 3 of you is minding Petunia as this is happening?
Not me.
You're all outside. Oh, you did the not me? Really? That's how we play it now?
I
Okay.
have better footwear. Can I just start off strong, serving the house and taking very good care of Petunia?
Well,
Perhaps
that
I need
remains to
to
be
take
seen.
her to the. Maybe I need to take her to the vet.
Oh, interesting. Well, let's start with where we are. We can go from there.
And interesting minds want to know what happened at the end of last session.
Oh, that. Yes, we probably should take care of that. So, Miss Croft is strangely unharmed. Nothing is going on with her. The car has been in the shop, so there have been no trips to town as of late. And perhaps we should catch anyone up who's watching. Yes, so Aleister Crowley was on the scene, ended up seducing Delilah Malbane, and attempted to run off with her, right under her husband's nose without him being the wiser, with Croft at the wheel, as it were, literally and figuratively in this case, and not wanting to actually have the wife of Lord Malbane run off and cause all kinds of hell to be rained down upon the staff as collateral damage, crashed the car into a pole as they were going. So yes, Lady Malbane does find herself at the doctor's office and then subsequently at home. Doctor has been making house calls because your vehicle is out of commission. Crowley kind of dusted himself off, had some minor injuries, and decided it was time to hit the train station like he had scheduled, and is no longer amongst the family at the manor house. So yeah,
I am a hero.
Well, they think you're a total screw up, but they'll keep you anyway. The car. What's the model of the car again? I forget. It's a something.
I don't know, something fancy that below.
We went over this many years ago, or many sessions ago. It's a Nash touring automobile.
Yes. So parts are few and far between. So it's going to be a few weeks at least.
Do we have multiple automobiles or just the one?
You have the one main one. I'm going to say there might be a beater like that. Like you have to worry if it's going to get you all the way into town if you had to. But that's like the previous one that nobody was really upkept and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And in the shop means that I'm fixing it in the garage, or is there actually
there is actually an actual shop like in town, because you have to order parts and that can many parts, which include many telegrams to many different cities to gather that up and etc. It's kind of beyond the scope of what Croft would have been able to do without living in town, and that would be just unacceptable.
Right. So how would Croft get back to the manor from town without a car?
They weren't actually. Well, they're actually still leaving the grounds when the crash occurred.
Oh, okay.
That's what you mean. So yeah. So that was kind of taken care of. This is about another month has passed. We're in late summer right now. Delilah Malbane Lady Malbane is still kind of up, healing in her room, for many days at a time. Occasionally she peeks out to get some tea, but she's been keeping to herself mostly. Her beauty regimen has gone to the side, so she's actually feeling better.
Yeah, I bet her
ironically,
mental health is through the roof.
Rocketing even. So yes, that brings us to the scene right now, which is Croquet. So Miss Croft has volunteered to take care of Petunia, and may exceed the bounds of her position at a later point in this game, but not quite yet. The rest of you, you know what? Let's make it interesting. They were short 2 hoops. So Current and Reynolds are hoops now. Yes, they disappeared. They went somewhere. Something happened to them. But the rules, my friends, are rules, and they were not made to be. Well, but they're made to be broken. But anyway, so yes, we have 2 human hoops and the last person on staff watching Petunia. So the game happens. There's arguments happening. Rules and fractions that one family member is sure the other broke, et cetera, et cetera. And so play lasts for about 30 seconds, punctuated by 5 minutes of argument. It's very chaotic. So far, Reynolds and Current have not suffered any injuries. But there's been some close calls.
Current, while being a hoop, also has the actual rules manual, with him. That doesn't mean the children don't pay any attention.
There's that. So yes, yes, I'm sure. Like when the ball is hit with the mallet, there's that moment of, oh my God, this is going to hurt every now and then. But so far, you've been lucky. So far, Croft, you've been kind of sitting with Petunia. She's been kind of agitated. It seems. She's been like scratching at the dirt. Like there's like there's a bare patch which you're standing on. It happens to be dry in this weather, so that's where you're at. And you kind of like are, tending to her. You're kind of trying to keep her, there so she doesn't like run away. She has her like little bridle on, and you're holding the rope on it. And you kind of look down, and it's so strange. If you didn't know better, you'd think that she had scratched something out on the earth. It's like, is that a D, an I, and an E? D-I-E. Must be an acronym for something. That horse is I don't know.
Oh, of course, I learned a little bit of German back in school. Clearly, she's spelling the. The next thing she's going to spell out, obviously, is Bard.
So yeah, then she looks up at you with those eyes, those mean, glaring eyes. You didn't know a horse could be quite so mean, but yes, that's it.
Interesting. Well, Petunia, it's just you and me, so we may as well be civil with one another.
Yeah, like that's the horse version of right.
And I just sort of scrub out the dye with my foot.
Suddenly, Reynolds, you hear, "Now don't flinch, Reynolds," and it's Alexandrina, and she's upright, stand upright like a man.
A little of the left. No, your other left.
And crack, ball goes flying. Maintains ground clearance, and kind of it's like literally right between your feet. It's under the trunk of your body. And so now the argument that breaks out as basically to count, the ball has to be completely through one side of the wicket or the hoop. So you have to take the look to see. So now there's literally like 3 different Malbanes on either side of you on on one knee, kind of gauging the ball and its position with your body. And now there's an argument of what part of your body constitutes the one side of the wicket and which the other. Is it the leg? Is it the foot? Is it the front and the rear? Is it the knee somehow? Is it where his head lies if he's over it? Yeah. Again, this whole debate about this is going on.
As long as they don't try to move me,
As long as they don't try to what?
An unfair advantage.
Yeah, no unfair advantage. Meanwhile, current, as the argument happens, you see Alexander moving a couple of the balls around to more like, favorable positions on the field.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of looks to you and it gives you like that, ha ha.
Let's say I just give him the. And then I walk over, carefully, of course, putting myself on the far side, and loudly get involved in the argument about whether or not the ball counts as through. Trying to be loud and obnoxious and make sure attention's focused on me.
You do draw the attention for like mere seconds, but your words fall on completely deaf and blue-blooded ears, as they don't really care about your thoughts on the rules, even though you literally have the rule book and know the rules literally better than anyone else there. Again, they don't care. Welcome to Bedlam Hall of Malbanes. And it's shortly thereafter they decide that it was indeed through, and one of the I'll say Bart, Bart actually gets a piece of chalk out and draws a line on Reynolds's shoes as to where the hoop begins and ends. So now that it's much more agreeable and easy to see from the side.
Like an excellent move, sir. Perhaps you should also do Mr. Currents. Although, oh dear, he's not in his spot.
Wait, hold on a moment. He moved. The wickets aren't allowed to move. I'm sure that's in the rules.
I know exactly where I was. My memory is impeccable, and also, if you look, a few of the blades of grass have been bent over sideways from where I was standing. See? Stand right here, bump, 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 exactly as I was this whole time.
Current, is that the way to talk to a lord of the house?
Bartholomew will go like, do I look like a bush tracker to you? Bent over blades of grass? You insane man?
I would never do anything to disadvantage any member of this family. As you know, I live to serve and serve to live. Now, if you wish to make a chalk mark upon my shoe, shall I lift it and present it to you?
Bartholomew, he kind of looks at you, he's like, your feet are so small, it's not even necessary. One side is good as the other. Ah. He kind of goes back. Yes, all right, my shot. And winds up. Eyes the ball. It looks a little precarious. He's not really great at this game. Goes through like, you can actually feel like the wind on your crotch as it goes by it, missing you by mere millimeters, and rockets off into the mist. And that's when Alexander pipes up, someone needs to find the ball. Someone
Mr.
doesn't
Kirk.
mean the family.
Please go fetch that for them.
I have been instructed not to
right in the
move.
midst of, I'm going to be the next wicket to be used here, and after all, you seem to be very capable.
What's about the handsome Miss Croft? She's not currently being a wicket.
Oh, Reynolds. First of all, you were cut out there, Croft.
I'm muted so you don't hear me chewing. Oh, here, just take Petunia's leash, Current, and I'll be happy to.
Perhaps you should bring Petunia with you. Two sets of eyes are better than one, after all.
I don't think that'll be necessary.
Okay, so is anyone, Reynolds or Current? Are you pressing your move here?
Pressing for Mr. Current to do it, certainly.
Right.
I'm like,
Current, or you made it first, so
doing an excellent job taking care of that fine horse.
So you're trying
Thank you,
to
Mr. Reynolds.
you're trying to direct the staff, are you?
he is.
What sounds like to me.
Yes. Yep, directing the staff.
Two. I do get something extra, so that's a 13.
Wow.
All right. So yeah, 10 plus, they must follow your directive immediately or lose 1 prestige. So you still have agency here. You can choose to lose a prestige, and then I can have you try to direct the staff on Rose.
Ruby.
Oh, Ruby, sorry.
Gems, not flowers.
Very well. There you go. I guess off I'll go. After making a big production out of knowing exactly where I'm supposed to stand, I suppose I have to.
Yeah, you're not the most qualified to move. Oh my goodness. All right. So that actually takes us to another move. Which is let's see here.
Go out on the grounds.
Yes, go out on the grounds. So roll plus fortitude, please. This is not your best roll. I think you've gotten at least half of your trauma from this move.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a +1, but still. Yeah, that's a 5.
Oh, oh shit. That was good. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, getting his +1 fortitude was absolutely worthless.
It is not your best roll, to be sure. But yeah. So yeah, all right. So yeah, you venture out. Okay, the ball went in that direction. You're in the fog. You literally can't see the hand in front of your face at just a couple feet, and you're kind of moving around. You're probably kicking your feet, that kind of thing. You kind of are going, you can kind of get the position where you're hearing voices, you're hearing the Malbanes are arguing. It's okay, so it's going from that way, so I was going away this way. You're kind of trying to navigate, and before you know it, you're just lost. It's like now that it sounds like the sound you were using is kind of like your waypoint, if you will. That was just an echo of the Malbanes having their argument, and that's coming from over here and over there and over there, and you are now lost in the mist. Not something you want to hear in this game, but there you are.
Lovely.
Yes, you start hearing, as you're kind of walking around, you start hearing like animal noises of various kinds. First things like you could swear to goodness something's circling you. And then it starts to growl a little, and then there's distance, and then a minute or two later, suddenly something else seems to be stalking you. You can hear it. It like stops. It walks with you, and when you stop, it stops. When you start walking, you can hear like the crunches of twigs and stuff in your wake, and reversing your course doesn't seem to help. So we're gonna hold current there in the mist for just a little while.
Wow. Being lost in the mist, just like my exchange semester in Bavaria.
How history repeats itself. So yes, so Reynolds, you're left with a bunch of Malbanes with a missing wicket or missing hoop, and it's
Fill both positions.
you can fill both.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not like I just can't hop over when someone's up and needs to strike the ball through the wicket, whatever term and lingo they use.
All right. So you're voluntarily taking on another dangerous position. So I will allow you to serve the house.
Just totally my worst role, but it is what it is. Like really my worst role. I think I'm gonna start sobbing pretty soon. Oh yes, I am.
What is it? Oh my.
Well, depends what the hard move is.
Oh wow. Okay, so all right. So yes, I'm going to say. What's a good one here? I think the obvious one is that you take a bit of trauma. I think I really, unless you can offer me an alternative, I think that's it. If this was like a TV show. Yes. What was that?
I'll take the trauma. I imagine like my ankle gets bashed with balls. I'm trying to jump from one position to the next.
So again, which feeds into the scene. So if this was like a TV show, you'd see it'd be like okay, here's a scene of Reynolds, taking his position and positioning his feet just right, and then we go up to his face and zoom in, and that's when you hear the crack of the ball, and then another crack, and then this look of pain on his face. So I'll let you decide where this ball made of like solid wood with like a lead core hits you. But there's definitely going to be some pain on that close up as we see it.
I imagine the knee. Knees are always messy.
Yes. Yes, knees are always messy. And they just never quite heal right. But yes, take 1 trauma, please. Good attempt. You did serve the house if it makes you feel any better. You just got injured while serving the house. So yes. And now while they're debating was a real hoop wouldn't have been that high or been hit or you know,
Or falling over
changed the
like that.
trajectory of the ball. Desperately trying not to cry. And now you become this thing again. Actually, not again. You'll become this thing of, what the rules should state again. Because there's the hoop wouldn't have allowed for that kind of trajectory to be bounced off of it. I don't think the ball belongs over there. Type of stuff.
Is Mr. Reynolds?
After debating the rules, I think I actually do pipe up. And where's Mr. Current with the rule book when you need it?
Holy shit, that was good.
Wait, are you doing your helpless victim thing?
I'm not. I am just sucking it up at the moment.
All right. Getting a little feedback from somewhere at the moment, but we're good for now. Okay, cool. Yeah, so... Ooh, I heard myself again. I don't know where it's coming from. That's weird. Okay. So, yeah, so as this is all happening, suddenly from the mist, from like the direction of the manor house, at least that's what you think, you see 2 figures coming out. You can see, you know how the mist, the fog, the mist works. It's like, if a person's coming towards you, at first they're like this blob of darker gray, and then they become this blob of black. And as they get closer, suddenly you see features and other things, and you see a kind of a middling tall man, who any of you would now at this point recognize as the local doctor, Dr. Peters. And you know him, of course, because he's been tending to Delilah and making house calls regularly, check up on her, etc., gauging her health and how she's recovering from her horrible accident. A century before there were seatbelts or whatever, at least 60 years. But yeah, so standing next to him, however, is a figure. So who? Let's see. I think so. Current, you'll recognize the figure, but Croft, you will not.
Well, Current wouldn't be there.
Oh, that's right. So Current, actually, Reynolds, you've been with the family for at least a season, right? Before this.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I'm sorry. Yes, Reynolds would. Current would if he was here. Croft will not. You see next to him, kind of being guided. He has his hand on the crook of her elbow, and it's kind of guiding her. Like as you would someone who really was resisting slightly. And Reynolds, you'll recognize it as Scarlet. She's a smaller woman. The fairest of fair skin, mostly, as Reynolds know, because she has been in a sanitarium for a decent amount of time.
Was she in the book?
She was in the book. She was one of the individuals with an X through her.
Really?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Sorry. I apologize. I'm overthinking my answer. So the previous, as we looked at the generational thing, she was listed there. She was not crossed out.
Okay.
If you look at the previous generation, once again, it looks like, to kind of remind everyone, it looked like one person, the youngest son, was circled. The rest were crossed out, and then the tree continued from that person. Right now, the only X was Alexander.
She was rumored not to be a Malbane, from what we knew at the start of the game.
She
Apparently,
is
maybe confirm that she's a Malbane if she shows up in the book.
There's that. She's also the the black sheep of the family. Excuse me. And that we definitely learned. So, yeah, so she's a kind of a middling woman, fair skin, and she looks scared. She's like, you can just see she's just like every little thing. Like going through mist is not the high point of her day. Coming out of the mist is only just a slight, slight peg up on that. And the doctor speaks up. Lord Malbane, I found this woman along with some constabulary in town. Apparently they're supposed to deliver her to you, and I took the initiative and brought her with. Like, and Lord Malbane's out there, and he turns and, daughter, come back to the fold. Feeling better, are we? And she doesn't really say anything. And she's like, I'd like to go inside, please.
I'll take her inside. Petunia and I will take her inside.
And she's like, Petunia, that horrid horse must stay behind.
Okay, that's fine with me.
And then Alexander and Alexandrina are immediately on the horse, not literally on the horse, but they're at its side. Don't you talk about Petunia like that? And they kind of just, pet her mane and her sides. And you can kind of see that, again, that all too human, like, posture of, ha, 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 type of thing going on, if it could indeed do that. And, she's
I
like,
really don't like that horse either, Lady Scarlet. I say as I take her arm and hold out my arm, I guess, for her to take.
Yeah, she starts to take it and she's like, who are you?
I am Miss Croft. I am the chauffeur, but unfortunately the car is currently broken, so I am the supplementary staff.
Yeah, she's like, what is a chauffeur without a car?
Apparently a horse holder.
She goes, I'll try not to take offense. And if we can go quickly to the Manor House, please.
Yes, of course. I apologize. And I did not mean you as the horse. I meant, of course, the Petunia.
All right, Croft. Just for kicks, let's go off the grounds. Because we're not sure exactly where we are.
Cool. Let's do it. All right.
roll plus fortitude.
All right.
Why should you not get to do a roll yet?
I'm excited. All right, so that is a 10.
A 10, nice. To help you travel through the environment without impediment or cost. Wow. That's impressive. I'll bet Current is wishing for that kind of wandering around the ground skill. It's almost worth a +2, right? You know what I'm saying? So yes, you it takes about a minute or two, but you're able to guide her into, to the Manor House and into it. And it's not long before, she's kind of sitting inside. It was rather, chilly. It's a summer day, but all that fog rolling in, the sun blotted out, and she kind of sits in the entrance hall, the great hall, kind of like by a fireplace, and to warm herself. And you can see that look of trepidation on her face hasn't gone away. But she looks like she has a look of someone who's determined to just deal with it,
Is there anything that I can fetch for you, Miss Scarlet?
She kind of looks at you from the fire. Just water, please.
I will go to the kitchen to fetch some water, I guess, unless there would be water nearby, like a pitcher of it or something.
Yeah, there'd probably be a pitchers there. This is the entrance hall, so that kind of things. People are coming and going. So yeah.
And then hand it over to her.
Excellent. Let's go back to Mr. Current as you're giving the Lady Scarlet some water. Yeah, Current. You eventually kind of find your way. You see, now at the edge of the woods. I know where that is. So if we just go this way, and you find yourself circling, and about another 3 or 4 minutes of walking, and you see a figure before you. And again, it's kind of like that effect that the mist has, where again the figure is first a blob of black or gray, and then a blob of black, and then they slowly as they get closer, it's more refined features, etc. And are you gonna approach it or avoid it? What is your plan here?
I'll approach it.
So you approach it, and it isn't long before you smell something just not good.
Oh.
You could literally track it by smell alone.
No, I'm going to keep approaching the figure.
Okay, so
Hello, can I be of assistance?
that is so awesome. He's like totally lost in the mist, and his big thing is, "I want to serve." And as you approach, the figure gets larger, and suddenly you're standing and smelling the breath of the gardener, the groundskeeper, and he is just grizzled. No brush has touched any part of his body, much less his teeth, for some time. Yeah, he's looking rather scraggled, mud all over his clothes and his like what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? The bibs, the thing.
Overalls?
Overalls, yes. So yes, so that those are all muddy and stuff, and it's probably mud from like 4 or 5 months ago. And like, you're not lad.
Oh, yes. I was sent here to look for an errant croquet ball. You haven't seen it around, have you?
He kind of looks at you like okay, well, and you lost.
Yes, somewhat. It's a mite bit foggy.
Mog. Death fog. Come on. Come with me. He kind
All
of
right,
takes you.
absolutely.
Kind of
I'll
takes you
follow
by the
along.
shirt to grab with you, and as it's like pretty much you're walking for another several minutes, and it's right as you step like out of the fog and can see the manor house that your foot kicks this croquet ball, and it goes reeling across the grass and hits the side of the manor.
Well, excellent. Thank you, good sir. You both led me out of the fog and enabled me to find this errant croquet ball. I shall never be able to repay you.
As you say that, then you turn towards him. He's already gone back into the mist, and he probably maybe didn't hear a thing you said.
Well, good day, sir.
Reynolds.
So head on over.
Okay. So yeah, you get back to find Reynolds. Reynolds, you found yourself with your hands outstretched, overloaded with croquet mallets and stuff. There's balls at your feet. The hoops that were available are also just tossed at your feet. And the first thing you see as like the family goes towards Manor is Current coming at you with ball in hand.
Mr. Kern, give me a hand, would you?
All right. Certainly. Yes. All right, and I will hand him the ball.
Of course you do. All right. Awesome. So yeah, the family is now inside, so I'll let you two figure out how you're going to get the equipment back in.
I'll hand him the ball, and I will head on in. I have more important things to do.
Oh my.
Where's Petunia?
Petunia is walking off into the mist as we speak.
See no evil, pretend to hear no evil.
Well, I probably won't suffer in silence, but no one will hear me, so.
In the mist, no one can hear you cry. They can actually. It echoes for quite some distance actually. So, but yeah, no one will care. All right. So yes, like I'm imagining Reynolds with like hoops around, just fixed around arms and whatever appendage can possibly be put a hoop on, and the handful of mallets and everything, balls balanced precariously between them.
Probably they have a bag or a rack of some sort to do this, but I have a feeling that's outside of their pig.
No, why would they need that? Why would they need to like efficiently carry a bunch of stuff?
Always staff.
Hey, you have staff. That's what staff is for. You already paid for the staff. Why pay for the bag? Why pay for the burlap sack if you have the house?
I mean, you get the staff for free.
Exactly. All right. So yes, back in the house with you. It doesn't take time, much time rather, for everyone to kind of gather in the dining room. In fact, that's also Croft. That's where Scarlet goes to also when she's done. And it's almost mealtime, and Lord Malbane says as much. It's just about lunch. Has the chef prepared anything? And at the mention of the chef, Scarlet goes even more pale than she was, and you see her just run. She just runs off. She's gone. She's not in the dining room anymore. And the rest of the Malbanes. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that, Croft?
She seems like the only sane one.
But yeah, the rest of Malbanes just take no notice. This is apparently how it works. She gets scared and runs off, and they have to go on because that's what Malbanes do. So yeah, they continue along. Meal gets served. Each of the staff, I'm assuming, brings out different containers. When it gets to dessert, there's only one thing that comes up, and it's like a cake on one of those, those like stands where it's like has the base and like a pedestal, and then the surface for the cake, and the cake's put on it. You have like that kind of clear, opaque ceramic that's put over it as like the cover. And that gets brought up by one of you, who isn't important. And when you take it off, written in frilly notes on the top is "Welcome back, Scarlet," in like red letters, red icing.
Like, how thoughtful.
So yes, they eat it without. No, I don't think anybody even notices the writing on it. It's just a cake. It looks pretty, and that's really all that matters. They eat. The meal's over. People kind of go about their business, whatever that is for the Malbanes. It's about that time that Petunia comes in, clocking in the front door after opening it herself somehow with her mouth or something. And there's just mud all over her and all over her hooves and now all over the entrance hall.
Well,
you left her get dirty.
You're right, I did. I'll take her out to the garage and clean her.
Jeez, we're just going above and beyond today. Let's see. So I don't know. I'll ask the rest of the staff. Does taking the initiative to clean the horse count as serving the house? Have we gone above and beyond here, or is this kind of just standard service?
Normally, it's cleaning up after her. So actually risking herself by cleaning Petunia, I think might be above and beyond.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Current?
I think maintaining the horse would be an expected regular activity. I mean, she's a horse. There's going to be a mess.
She's a horse.
Kind of an everyday thing.
Sounds like you're volunteering, Mr. Current.
Absolutely not. Cleaning responsibilities fall to the housekeeper.
All
I
right,
think
Croft
the
is our.
housekeeper cleans the floor, and I think that the butler takes care of the horse. You seem to know an awful lot about these duties, and so I'll
Oh,
gladly
Oh,
surrender the
no.
towel to
Croft.
No,
Croft is directing the staff.
no. The chauffeur is obviously responsible for the horse because in addition to automobiles, they are responsible for things such as the horse-drawn carriage.
I think I'm
All
just arranging the plates to, carry them back to the kitchen while this fracas goes on
Right.
here.
Yeah, it's probably the wisest of all options at this point. So let's see. Now we got to figure out who's directing who. Who directed first? Let's go with that.
I think I definitely directed first, and I already rolled, and I did terribly.
He already rolled it terribly. Okay, well,
Yeah.
all right. So we'll count this as a yeah. Okay, well, let's go with it. Let's go with it. So yeah, current kind of lets you know that yes, before there were cars, there were other vehicles, and they were called horses, and that's part of the chauffeur's job. So Croft. Yeah,
I would like to fly into a rage.
oh no!
Oh,
How
no.
are you?
In
What are you
the
gonna do?
dining room,
fly into.
in the dining room, in front of the family.
I didn't realize we were in the dining room.
I would
Oh,
say you're
oh,
actually at this point
Oh,
you're in
we're
the
at
Great Hall.
entry hall. That's what I
Oh,
Yeah,
thought.
the
okay.
entry hall.
Yeah. No, I'm not sacrificing my prestige for this. I'm just doing my cruel move. So I would like to grab Current by the lapels and just like slam him a couple times against like the hearth, and just say, they weren't called chauffeurs when it was horses. That's not what they were called, you stupid man! And throw him into a chair.
Oh, okay. So you're going to use a physical altercation on me for 3 trauma?
2 trauma.
Oh, I see quick
Oh.
retribution coming. Oh God.
Okay. Yeah, there is retribution coming. You want to know what that retribution is?
The game master. Oh, yeah, I do.
I'd like to know.
Well, see, I guess I'm going to have to activate my cruel move,
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
and I'm going to activate it targeting Petunia.
Okay.
A turn of the screw. You have the option of intentionally provoking one of the family members into their trouble's final horrific state, causing everyone to deal with the ramifications. I am going to basically use turn of the screw to put Petunia up to maximum trouble.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Cool.
Pointed at Miss Croft, ideally. And it's like, as I mean, so it's like, Petunia, can you stand for this kind of person insulting you like this? And doing this? Oh! She hates you, you know.
She hates you.
That's a lie. I'm the one who is going to clean you. And this man compared you to a car. Not the beautiful creature you are.
Oh Jesus! This is
Keep
so
in mind,
horrible,
Petunia,
right?
she secretly hates you as much as she loves me.
Yeah, I clearly don't love him at all. Which means that I don't hate you at all either.
Think about it, Petunia. If she loves me and does this to me, what is she going to do to you? Yo.
All right, okay, take your trauma current. Oh God! I'm glad you don't have to write down your.
Petunia to see what Petunia does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we all have to deal with the consequences, it says. Right?
Well, if Petunia's up to level 3, what
Yes.
happens is what happens.
Yeah, I have no idea what Petunia's deal is.
Trouble is.
Yes. So yeah. Petunia already looks flustered, and with that, she's like, "You can." There again. This is so. It's human-like in her stance of like, "Oh, really," type of thing. Next thing you know, you're in where do you clean her up at? Where do you take her?
Wait, she doesn't fly into a rage right there in that scene?
She is in the process of flying into her rage, but where do you intend to take her?
She's just,
definitely the garage.
Okay.
she's just
Uh,
really?
So yeah, so you go to the garage, probably the side, there's a spigot or even like one of the old pumps on the side, to do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you start wetting her down and you can see that she's like trembling. And you're like, oh, is she cold? No, she's not cold. She's angry.
Nice.
And she literally just looks at you with those eyes. Those eyes normally are filled with hate. Like you've never seen them not. Okay, fair enough. They're even more so. And
Solid.
she just, she looks up at you as you're kind of like, working the water and soap or whatever into her mane. And she just looks at you. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
She says that?
Yes. I'm going
Okay.
to rip out your guts with my teeth. I'm going to walk your small intestines across the grounds. I'm going to keep walking until there's nothing left, and I'm going to drag you by them.
Cool. Are you mad because you've been turned into a horse? I would like to confirm my suspicion that Petunia is a person who's been turned into a horse.
Interesting. All right, let's take a look.
If that's okay, as long as I.
Oh
as long as you
no!
don't
Here,
mind.
this is actually a perfect time to do that thing. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So yeah, roll plus persuasion. Oh, actually, hold on. So yeah, roll plus persuasion, please.
Okay. No.
So let's see here.
Wait,
So
can I spend a prestige to No, I'm going to save my prestige to kill Current.
Whoa!
Yes. Well, you could. If you have prestige, you can
No,
spend up
I'm
to
good.
3.
I'm going to save it up.
Okay.
He kept me
Oh
from
my
getting
goodness.
an extra prestige, so I'm going to spend all my prestige on him.
Okay. So, all right. Yeah. So you get a 6 confirming. I'm going to say, Petunia's like, does it matter? Starts coming. She like literally projects herself at you, and tries to take a snap. And I'll give you a trauma for that. She actually connects. She takes
Okay.
you have right now you have this bloody nip on your belly where she was able to latch on, but not quite do what she was threatening. And
Okay.
she just goes into a complete rage at this point. She's been working up to it, and now she's just all over. And she's just not looking for you. She's looking all around. So I'm going to say she's probably going to attack you again. So this would be a great time to try to guide the direction of the family,
Sure.
of which Petunia is.
I would like to open the the garage door, so that suddenly she is exposed to the idea of, oh look, open air and freedom and actual light, as opposed to this stuffy, wet place with this horrible person, and just hope that by pulling the garage door down kind of in front of myself, she will go free out into the
She'll go
wild.
free out into the wild. All right, well, let's find out. Guide their direction. Roll plus persuasion, please.
Maybe I'll get a 10 and get my prestige after all. Yes!
Oh, an 11. They follow your lead. Gain 1 prestige. So yes, gain your prestige. Cool. So yes, so she's like, you can see her. She's like, it's quite terrifying. This thing, I'm gonna kill them all. I'm gonna rip them up, eat them up, and they won't fail the family again. And you're just like, this is this ball of anger, this ball of rage, and just but for some reason, it's like she can't make herself move with that rage, so she kind of click claps out like the happiest. From the rear, it looks like the happiest looking little mini horse you've ever seen. It's like, but you can still hear the, "I'll kill them all. I'll eat them up. I'll grind them into the ground." And so you're nursing a bit of a nip to your midsection, and the horse is now going elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm seriously injured here.
You're seriously injured.
Oh God!
I have
All
4
right,
trauma.
meanwhile,
Oh wow, you have 4 trauma?
Yeah.
Oh, poor you. Now you know what it feels like.
the claws are coming out. Oh goodness! First, it's no umbrella party today. It's all about the claws.
Come back to the servants' quarters?
It's coming back in the front door. Where are you actually? I suppose I should ask to.
Probably running stuff between the dining room and the servants' quarters for the kitchen.
Okay.
So I'm liable to be in the hall at any one point, either before or after. So
Okay. Current, how
I
about
am
yourself? Have you picked yourself up?
promptly going to retreat to my room. Painfully retreat, but no.
you are injured.
I
You are
am
injured.
badly injured, and Croft and Petunia out of sight, so I am going to make like a tree and leaf.
All right. Are you gonna try to do the lock yourself in the room and take the rest of the day type of thing, or what is your plan?
You know what? That doesn't sound like an entirely bad plan. As I pass through the kitchen, I think you're going to have to grab a knife or two along the way, just in case.
Oh my! It just got real, boys and girls. All right. Yes. Nobody will notice. Will they?
Am I coming
Except for-
from the kitchen or from the dining hall when I run into Petunia?
I'll say you're coming from the kitchen. Petunia is clippity clopping in, and you actually, it's like, so at the point where she's clippity clapping, you can't really see her. You're like, oh, yeah, I'm bringing the thing out, blah blah blah, and you hear, "I'm just gonna kill him. I'm not just gonna kill one of them. I'm gonna kill 3 of them. I'm gonna kill them all, and they're gonna have to hire someone else, and they'll treat me better. I won't hate them with my entire soul." And all, by the way, this is with an American accent, strangely.
Do I need to ignore the strange?
That's up to you. So yeah, actually, yeah, that seems reasonable.
I heard Petunia yell that she's going to kill us all.
Well, the way I'm framing it at the moment is it sounds like a person is with Petunia. If like you're just logically putting it together, it sounds like there's a person, because of course horses don't talk. Duh, right? And then yeah, wrong assumption. And then Petunia clippity clopping along. So you can ignore the strange to just not even go in there potentially, or are you gonna go see the full scene and then ignore the strange?
I guess I'll try to deal with her. Like, oh, Miss Croft did a horrible job cleaning you.
And that's when like she turns the corner.
Blood and is that blood on your muzzle?
And I want to paint this picture for you because you're not seeing enough horror here. It's like she's covered with mud. There's this part with her mane that's all soaped up, and probably like, you know how when you clean someone up, or you kind of, like the the soap, stretch it out, so she looks like this soapy unicorn thing, blood on her muzzle, and then plain as day just looks straight at you and says, "Does it fucking look like blood?" Moving her lips and everything. It's just wrong. Now you can ignore the strange if you'd like.
Say, now I need to ignore the strange.
Yeah, you absolutely need to ignore the strange. Let's see, here we are. Yeah, so roll plus composure, please. Holy crap. That's like your best roll ever. Nice. So the events have no effect on your person, and you continue forward as planned. You may ask a question about the situation as it is unfolding.
I'm going to ignore the obvious questions about why the horse is threatening to kill me, and say, how can I distract it?
Ooh. You've worked with Petunia before. You've had no choice. And you know that she likes her wine.
Like, excellent. I'm like, I bet you can't catch me. And I'm going to try and guide her direction and run into the butler's pantry where the wine is stored.
Oh my god! All right, yeah, you definitely do. As you do that and you turn and you start running, you hear, "God damned if I won't catch ya!" And clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop.
Let's hope to guide her direction. Oh, okay. I guess I just presented an easy target.
But yes, she's guiding, as you said. She's following you towards the pantry, where the wine is. Are you actually going to like break a bottle, open it real quick? I'm saying this all feeds into your roll. You got a 10 plus.
Yes. I will preferably grab a bottle off the don't touch shelf. Otherwise, as I'm taking bottles off to give her one of them, I will put one or more bottles on that shelf.
Oh, interesting. So yeah.
Oh.
So do you like? I missed it. Are you like putting them in like a dish or something? Or
I think maybe as I was running by, I grabbed like a bowl from because I had to run through the kitchen or the kitchen and the pantry area. And I'm just like, I probably just like break the bottle against the wall and start pouring it out into the bowl.
All right. So yeah, you kind of like do that, and you like stand back. Like at this point, you're screwed. If you had rolled badly, this would be a bad place. You're like against a wall.
Spot if she does not drink that wine.
Yeah. So that look of just anger stays on you, and like she lowers her her what's it called, muzzle or face, her mouth to the bowl, and like her gaze never leaves you. Like it's like totally focused on you, even though she's drinking, and you hear the cluck 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 cluck, with the eyes just never waver from burning a fiery hole through your very soul, it seems like. And it's like you can between gulps you can hear, "Kill them all, bite off their teeth and bite off their toes and their fingers and make them look at it, and then I'll drag them around. I'll drag them around all over the grounds, just like doing the thing." So yeah, if you as she's drinking, you're able to kind of edge your way out of the room, and as long as the wine lasts, she's not going anywhere. You figure out. So yes, you're able to extricate yourself. I will make a note that it was really weird because you've taken it from the part where we don't take wine from generally. It was like glowing light green as you poured it in there. So yeah, as a note.
Sounds like absinthe.
It doesn't glow, but this stuff does. All right, cool. So we have Croquet.
I would like to take some that horseshoe tool that you use to push the horseshoes onto the person or like onto the horse.
Oh, onto the horse.
Onto the person.
Onto the horse. Well, Petunia's basically a person. But yeah, I would like to take that. It's heavy and has like a long handle and is shaped like a horseshoe. And I would like to go frame Petunia for the murder of the butler.
Holy shit! Holy fuck! Well, that's your other move, right?
Yes, I'm going to give up all my prestige to do this.
Oh my goodness! So, Current, have you locked the door and turned in, or what was your plan?
I closed my door. I've locked my door. I've put my chair or desk or something up against the door. If only for Petunia, I'm currently afraid. And I just want to lock myself in and hope that people calm down and or somebody else dies and Petunia calms down at that point. But that's also why I grabbed the knife in case anybody does manage to come through the door.
All right. So again, Croft, what is the move you're going to be using? What is that? Can you read it again for me?
Rough and tumble. At the expense of a prestige, you can cause physical trauma to another member of staff, maximum of 3. So I don't actually know how much. How much trauma you already have. I know I dealt 2 to you, but you have 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess I'll spend 2 of my prestige to cause physical trauma to him.
All right. So let's see here. So yeah, if you spend the prestige, so I suppose part of that expenditure is you broke down the door, like to get to do this. So like if we set the scene, Current's like has like everything up against the door, this kind of like it's not a good day. He keeps getting hurt. He keeps getting better. All he needs is just a little quiet time, and maybe things will be okay. And doing his thing, maybe reading one of his penny dreadfuls, getting to that zone of as much as you can relax at the Malbane Manor, and suddenly there's this bash at the door, and you notice that it's actually like breaking in the actual door itself, and it's like at like knee height, so it's like, oh god, Petunia. This is how it goes. Petunia did it. And soon the door just shatters under another blow. And standing there, on all her might, is Ms. Croft with this implement in her hand. And what's the look on Croft's face? Like, what emotion is there if Current looked into her eyes?
Disappointment.
All right. So what happened? So, your move doesn't require a roll. However, it doesn't say that there can't be one to kind of do the thing. So let's see here. I don't know if there's actually a really good thing to trigger. Kurt, do you have any moves that might apply here?
I mean, this sounds like Ignore the Strange. It doesn't say that it's specifically related to a trouble.
Attempt to disregard strange or even horrible happenings.
No, I mean that's not going to stop her from doing anything.
This isn't the first time you've attacked,
Oh, right.
Yeah, in this exact freaking room. Oh my god, this is so wrong. All right, I am
going to try my last ditch effort of directing the staff.
All right. Oh, interesting.
Miss Croft, you are needed in the Great Hall immediately. Hurry up!
You're cutting out there, buddy. I didn't quite hear all. I think when you go too loud, it kind of muffles you.
Miss Croft, you are needed in the Great Hall immediately. Hurry up!
All right.
My most demanding, commanding demeanor. Oh no! Of course, I'm pointing with butcher knife. Hurry up!
All right, go ahead and roll plus etiquette. Of all freaking skills, like etiquette is what's coming down to. That's insanity. Welcome to Bedlam Hall, everyone. A
That's
10.
an 11.
They must follow your directive or lose 1 prestige. How much is it worth?
Oh yeah, I'm losing that prestige.
All right. So it's literally the most commanding order you've ever given to a staff member. And it's like in your mind's eye, you see Croft, kind of deflating and kind of bowing her head and turning and leaving. This is the effect that should have happened, but it's not. In fact, it's worse than that. The last thing that Current sees is this horseshoe shape coming straight at his face, and he doesn't actually feel anything. It's just this thing. It's just like this shape coming towards his face, and then light, and then the thing again, and then the light, and then the thing again, and then he's just sitting in his room alone, all by himself. And it's quiet. The door is actually not broken. There's his penny dreadfuls over there, and you kind of look back, and there's Alexandrina, or well, the other Alexandrina. She's like, I really needed some company. Won't you stay?
How much are we able to do to other people if I stay here?
I don't know. I gotta read the goddamn rules. This is one I didn't see coming. Hold on. Let's find out what the hell after you're dead, because you're dead. Kern is dead. All right. Come on. Hold on. I'm right there.
Well, I don't believe there's anything strictly saying there is supernatural anywhere in the book.
Well, it does say that there are options after death. Let me get back to you on that. Let me do the research during the break, which we'll do maybe a little early. So yeah, Croft. The scene is just as you expected. There's blood all over the place. There's distinct horseshoe-shaped marks in Current's face, his chest, and the door easily bears the same markings. What's left of the splinters. You are covered in blood. There's blood all over you. What do you do?
I would also like Miss Croft to be covered in flour. trying to defend myself with one of my bags of flour I use as weights. Now you're covered in blood and flour and sticky flour, and that's definitely going to give you that -1 prestige.
Oh, wow. Oh, that'll do it. So I just want to point out that sounds like the coolest punk name of a band ever, Covered in Blood and Flour. Like, that's some badass shit right there. So, yeah.
Sure, ever.
So I will say, I guess now I'll go to the kitchen where I'm needed and leave the room.
Come on.
With my tool, and go to the kitchen and start washing myself off, I guess.
All right. There we go. It's page 125 is that section.
Yeah. So at what point does Mr. Reynolds come across Miss Croft?
Ooh, that is a really great question. Let's see. What 125 you said?
Yeah.
I'll look at
yeah.
That too.
Yeah, I'll save my research for the break.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to take a great time. So I'm going to say that you'll come across her. Oh wow! See, this is a tough one because Croft made a successful move. There was nothing, no negatives to it. However, at what point can we make it a secret or something like that? I'll let you decide, Croft. Either this will be a secret that you now have to keep, or Reynolds will see you and know what you did, and then use that as he wills. It won't be a secret though, so we can't. So just
he wouldn't be able to
actually use it as. I'm going to say that you can keep the secret as like an actual secret, or Reynolds will know. And well, actually, that's an interesting conundrum. I did not plan ahead for this. I'm sorry. Yeah, because we want to make it interesting for both of you. So
I think it's okay. I'm okay with that being a secret
okay,
that he knows.
okay,
Or
that's
at
an
least that
interesting
he already
mechanic.
has a suspicion of. Because I mean, as a player, you're going to already know.
Sure. Okay.
And I'm fine with
Okay.
that being just so we
Okay.
can see some secret stuff in play.
Yeah, that's cool. So let's do this. We'll give you a suspicion that maybe Croft had something to do. By the time you come in, Croft is already clean. The implement has been put elsewhere, but you do just notice that there's a satisfied look on her face that you probably haven't seen before, and it's not minutes later that you go and you're going to your own quarters to do something, and you find the the destroyed door and look in and see the hoofed to death current.
I will look away aghast. And head back to the kitchen. And be like, oh dear. Miss Croft,
Yes?
it seems there's been a dreadful accident. Can you please clean it up? I can't stand the sight of blood.
Oh, directing the staff.
And I just point
We're
in the
going-
vague direction of the corridor.
There's been an accident. Is Croft going to go for it or disobey? Try to disobey.
I I think I want to try to disobey.
All right, so direct the staff, Reynolds. Directing the staff.
That is actually only a 8.
An 8. All right. So they do follow your directives, but get to select one of the following. So go ahead, Croft. You can let's see. You can automatically succeed against Reynolds in your next attempt to direct them. You gain a prestige, or they lose a prestige, or you get a suspicion about one of their secrets. Reynolds' secrets.
I think
So many possibilities here.
yeah, so many possibilities. I think Reynolds loses a prestige.
In which case, I start crying, wailing that, no, I can't do it. It's too much for me. You have to.
All right, read that off because I don't even know what that is.
Let's see. Helpless victim. When I'm about to receive trauma or lose prestige, I can start crying uncontrollably and roll plus persuasion. Full success, blah, blah, blah. It's redirected to another member of staff. With a partial success, it's negated.
I wonder whether or not you could get away with using that, given that there's nobody to witness here except the person inflicting the loss.
Maybe she'll feel bad. And
Yeah, Croft could feel bad. Let's find out. Oh no, what is it? I missed it. What is it? Oh god, it's 11. Oh my god,
It's 11. I have no prestige to lose, so I think I have to leave.
oh my god. Well, let's see. So you're at 0 prestige right now.
Yes, I'm at 0 prestige right now.
Oh wow. Okay. So let's see where that leaves you. Oh my god, this is like I might need more time during the thing to do this. Let's see here. All right, so let's do.
We might have to call the session early. Nobody's here.
Nobody's around. They got to rehire. Holy crap! All right, so let me figure out how this works.
Being kicked out, so
What was that, Ralph?
I said I'm this far myself from being kicked out because I still have 0 prestige.
You also have 0 prestige?
Oh my!
Oh, so oh man!
Why do you think I
God!
chose this time to use it?
Wow!
Oh my God!
Oh, if
Holy
you had
crap.
not used it or you had failed, then I would have just gotten rid of both of the other people.
Yep.
Oh my God!
Oh man!
All right, so let's do this because I have so much to look up now, and I still have to hydrate and unhydrate during the break. So let's take our break. I gotta figure out what the hell we're doing. This is amazing. This is awesome. I love this. This is again,
Okay.
and I want to point out before we do the break. I just want to reiterate, like I did last time. All of this is so horrible. This is a horror story, yet this is freaking hilarious at the same time. We're doing Malbane or Bedlam Hall right. Plain and simple. We're doing it right. This is the way it's meant to be. So awesome on all accounts. I'm so impressed. So amazingly impressed. So let's take our break. See you guys in 10 minutes, and then I'll see what the hell happens to all of you. And we'll go from there. So be right back.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Well, wow. Just before the break too. Good timing on that at least. So, all right. So I've looked stuff up. I want to make this interesting. So I'm gonna let's answer all the questions with another scene. So the scene is basically Reynolds, you're with several of the family members, including Lord Malbane. You're out on the grounds, and you're almost off, kind of like the safe area, and it looks like you're in the kind of, the rough equivalent of like a potter's field, the place where they bury people with, only the basic of headstones and stuff like that. And you're kind of everyone's wearing black. There's actually the local priest, pastor. What would it be? Vicar. Ooh, that's always it's a vicar when you're in England. Yes. So yes, local vicar is standing over this freshly dug grave, filled already with earth, and saying a few words. I've talked to the family, and I know that Mr. Current, no one was able to actually tell me his first name in the family, but be as it may, he was a hardworking gentleman, and really put effort into his work. They said things about promptly answered doors, and guiding children around the house without making noise. And, well, I didn't know the man, but that's really all they had to say about him. That being said, we wish Mr. Current a happy travels into the afterlife as he meets his maker, and knows only serenity and no pain. And
I dab my eyes with a kerchief.
Your dry eyes that you dab with your kerchief to get rid of those crocodile tears
I never
wept
just wished he would work harder.
until you heard the reading of the will.
Until you heard the reading of the will.
You all deserve a boot to the head.
So yeah, so you're wiping away those tears, and what do you call it? Delilah goes up to the grave and throws a clump of earth onto it. Now I have to go into town. I have to go into town somehow and put a listing up for new help. and she like turns away, and she's all distraught that she's impinged upon. And she looks to you, Reynolds. He's like, because you couldn't keep your wits about you, that we had to remove that driver from hell. That Rose. She actually says Rose. That's not my mistake this time. Rose had me dismissed from service, and I had to put it up on with 2 listings in town, and we don't have a car that works. How would you like me to do that, Reynolds? And she's like totally losing her shit up in front of everyone at a funeral. She's actually probably stepping on Current's grave as we speak.
I think I'll say
There's a whisper in Reynolds' ear.
potentially
Strong carriage.
just to potentially risk my my own prestige again, that I don't have. I will say you will do that with the grace that the Malbane family is known for, my lady.
Oh God, yeah, that
Like-
kind of
Perhaps you can lean on Petunia for support into town.
Oh my God. Oh, you're just bucking to be dismissed too.
I will do the work of 3 in the absence.
And then
So I am
that's when.
trying to guide her direction.
Oh, nice. Well, let's. This is ballsy. Making a move with 0 prestige. All right, let's do this. Let's get real. All right, guide their direction. Let's see if it actually works. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a whole new freaking cast. Oh God, I think this is an 8. Please tell me there's no negatives there.
You can take whatever you want.
Oh God, but it's what's the actual roll? Is it an 8?
It is an 8. Yes.
Is it? Okay, cool. Okay, 7 to 9. They can seriously ask will follow under certain conditions. Let's see. I will. Oh, it's they have an area free form. They require something special. They want to know one of your secrets. Ooh. I'm gonna say
Remove the prestige. Get him out of here too.
everyone's gone.
One more roll for that potential.
So I'm going to say they require something special. They will find a way into town, but you're going to have to go in and get her some more of her beauty cream because she's out.
Am I gonna have to go into town with her?
Yes.
Okay. Which means I'll have to go out on the grounds? Because I will be
probably
in the manor.
Yeah. So as you're kind of, you turn around and you're trying to puzzle out your fate, and you almost bump into Current. Down there, plain as day, unharmed in any fashion, white as a sheet.
I need to ignore the strange because this is a funeral for Mr. Current who had to sorry,
Yeah, let's
horse attack.
Yeah, horse attack. All right, yeah, let's try to ignore the strange. See how we do. Roll plus composure, please. All right. So you're going to take a point of mental trauma.
What's wrong, Mr. Reynolds? You look like you've seen a ghost.
As I'm like on the ground, backing up away from you, like crab walking, like just trying to get away.
Yeah, it's about then, Current, that you hear, "Damn it, Current! I just spent a small fortune burying you, and now you have the gall to be here? Serving? Oh, Vicar, go. You're no longer welcome on these grounds. And with that, the vicar is like, what the hell? He's just like his jaw is dropped. He is
Oh,
not.
look,
He's not even built to overlook the weird. He doesn't have that ability, and he runs. You've never
I'll
seen a
just look
vicar run like
straight
that.
the vicar and say, rumors of my death were clearly much exaggerated. As for you, sir, I am your loyal servant unto and beyond death.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't paying you wages in this last week whilst you were away.
No, that's understandable. I was, having a small rest still. Despite my hardy constitution, occasionally I do need a small break, but it wouldn't behoove you to be paying me when I am not serving you.
All right.
Where is that Croft woman, anyways?
Packed her bags on the road. So current, this is a temporary thing. You have 3, count them 3, unhealable trauma. Once they're gone, you're dissipated for good. And Croft, I'm hoping you find better pastors out there, but Philip will need to figure out who is next going to serve the house.
Nice.
I don't even know where to go from here right at the moment, but I'm going to try really hard. So Philip, definitely it's time to roll up a new character.
Nice.
Exactly. How is Miss Croft leaving the house? On foot, I guess?
Probably dragging
Like
her
walking into
bags
town?
behind her. Yeah, walking into town a week ago or so. So yeah, nice try, current. But I couldn't give you the satisfaction.
Satisfaction of what?
Oh, I don't know.
Passing her in her departure.
Maybe that's why I've been gone a week.
We may never know. All right, so yes, Philip, it's time to roll up a new servant. Current, like I said, you're a ghost. However, the rules don't make really specific allowance for that state, but they do allow for you're back from the dead. It infers more of like a zombie type thing for the way I read it. But we're going to do you as a ghost. So no special abilities, but you can see, other than being able to actually see the other Alexandrina, whether she wants to be seen or not. That's a given. And other than that, you feel like you're alive for all intents and purposes otherwise. But you know that you just feel that there's like this, it's like you're constantly being suspended above the ground by this rope. And this rope, you can feel how it's just the threads of the rope are breaking and fraying. And it's a matter of time by just the weight of you disconnects you, and that's all there ever was. Into the void type of thing. That's like a constant feeling of yours. It's like you can feel the little bits of fiber wearing away and breaking. So yeah.
So do I still need to go out on the grounds to go out of town? Or to town?
Let's see here. Yes. Let's see how that goes. So actually, well, you're with the family, but yeah, it's gonna be a going out on the grounds thing, and then yeah, we'll see how that goes. Go out on the grounds. Roll plus fortitude.
Ish.
All right, nice. Mr. House chooses one. Your uniform is muddied. You fall on trip. You're slowed down by a trip. Let's do. You're muddied. Someone in the house is already with you, and you're with them on purpose. Philip has left the room for now. But yeah, your uniform is muddied. By the time you get back, again, it's a kind of a wet season.
I think I'm holding the umbrella over Delilah.
What's that?
I think I spent most of the time holding the umbrella over Delilah and Petunia.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, you guys get to town and make the posting, make your way back. It's somewhere along there, yes, that you were splashed or fell, missed your step, and of course you're berated for the umbrella leaving over the lady of the manor. So yeah, so you get back, and you're covered in mud, and I'm gonna say so. Just to kind of make it neat, I'm gonna have you run into Current in the servants' hall. So it's kind of like you turn the corner and there Current is doing something at one of the tables where, like, it's not one of the tables, it's like where those roots have grown in and made like they're large enough where they make tables in and of themselves. Uh, but yeah,
I um um was it Petunia or Croft?
Oh yeah, I'm fully aware of being killed and the fact that I was/am dead.
yeah. The last thing you remember is that conversation with Alexandrina, where she asked you if you'd stay and keep her company, and you're like, "What can I do?" And then suddenly you're standing out in the field, looking at your own grave.
Interesting. So at least I do know I'm dead, but apparently I'm back, right? It was Croft. I don't know. I truly do not know who put a bee up her bonnet, so to speak.
Oh God, Philip actually got a new character sheet. Just walked back to her.
Well, I tried to. That's what I was doing. My printer. So I just got
I'm
a
sorry.
blank piece of paper.
I'm sorry, Kern. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Like, oh,
And
that's truly horrible.
I was just gone for a while, and then I was back. This is not the afterlife that the vicar preaches every Sunday.
I try not to read the book, but I believe they call it purgatory, perhaps.
Oh my!
I must suffer for my sins before I may ascend the pearly gates, and they put me back here. How charming! How fitting!
What does that tell you about your life, Reynolds?
Oh shit! Damn, she's not even there and cutting deep. Whew.
Will you be continuing your duties?
I suppose I've been put back here for a reason.
Like it has been a rather rough week with only myself in the manor.
No, it feels like I'm not meant to be here for long. Where is that Croft woman, anyways? I would like a word with her.
She was dismissed for, I believe, damaging the servants' quarters, or not taking care of Petunia. One of the two. There was much yelling. So all I could do to hear above the crying.
His own. Yeah. Oh God.
It seems that even here people can get away with murder.
I never expected
this.
Of the I look around, of the family certainly, but not of the staff.
Oh my goodness. So it's this kind of you're having this, hey, the gang's kind of back together talk. That suddenly you hear a shrieking scream, and it's from one of the nearby bedrooms. It's a woman's scream.
Oh, poppycock. Haven't even been back 5 minutes and they're at it again.
I will rush to the source of the disturbance.
You
Bernd, are
most
you also
certainly
going?
will. I'm going to saunter.
He's a saunter. Awesome. Yeah, so Reynolds, you follow the scream because it doesn't stop.
Oh.
And you turn a corner and you're in Scarlett's room. And she all the lamps are lit. She's in her bed, she's covered up. Um it's like the you can see like how one of the windows is open, so like one of the lamps she's using like a oil lamp, it was almost flickered out and kind of came up when you walked in, and it occurs to you that the room was dark just a second ago. And she's sitting in her 4-poster bed with her covers up to her chin, and she's like shrieking stops as the light kind of like the light of the lamp takes strength again as the wind kind of dies down, and she looks to you and she looks at the lamp and she's like, please Reynolds, please light another lamp, please get some more light in here, I can't be in the dark.
Absolutely, Miss Scarlet. May I close this window?
Please do. About then, Current also walks in.
Like, was there something that frightened you?
The dark frightens me. Sometimes I can't sleep. I'm not. I can just get a few winks here and there, but I feel it coming, and being in this house isn't helping. I wish I could be anywhere else but here, Reynolds.
What is it that you find disagreeable about the house?
She kind of looks at you, and it's like, really, is this the first time anyone's ever asked her that question, like directly? She's the family. Nobody ever talks bluntly with her, and she looks to you. Like, when I was a child, my brothers, they played a horrible trick on me, and it was the worst thing that could ever happen. It was so dark in that dumb waiter as they rolled me downstairs. And she like just breaks out into just sobbing tears, and that's all you're gonna get out of her. She kind of like, as the lamps get lit or lighted up or whatever, she kind of just sobs, and she kind of keeps the covers away because now there's light. It's like she wants light to touch her at all times if she can. That kind of thing. Don't worry. You can count on me to stay out of the kitchen. I won't bother you there.
I look at Mr. Curran like, no, it would be horrible to put someone in the dumbwaiter.
Absolutely. I, for one, have never put anybody in the dumbwaiter. Although that Miss Croft seems like the sort who would have done so on the regular.
She's like, you mustn't joke, Kern. You mustn't joke. It's horrible. I can't begin to tell you the horrors. I won't tell you the horrors.
I will see that there's a lamp burning at all hours for you.
Thank you so very much, Reynolds. I just don't. I don't know which I fear most: the dumb waiter or the facilities as a sanitarium. They weren't kind. They weren't kind at all. And then she like kind of like gives you that gesture that it's like it's time for you to go. And dismissive, but you can tell it's more out of like, she doesn't want to be seen in this fashion in front of people, than you're the servant, get the fuck out of here type of thing.
And I'll stock a couple, lanterns to leave outside the door.
Excellent. Cool. So yeah, leave there, door closes. You can see the the little ribbon of light coming from underneath the door, and there's like that softer sob, but it's like the trouble has been averted for the moment. And why don't we end the session here? Only because I don't want Philip to lose spotlight time. And I'd like to get someone firmed up with a character before we kind of bring them in. Does that work for you guys? I know it's a little early.
That's fine. You should always stay hydrated so you can be the ghost with the most.
Ghost with the most. Cool.
But I mean, I did actually become deceased during the session, so this may be the first known case where the butler bit it.
Oh God, it happened. I have no choice but to not edit it out of the final video. That's all right. We'll keep the pun in. Cool. So yeah, again, I want to make sure everybody's nice and involved. So I want to make sure Philip is equally involved, and Philip's equally indulging the trying out new rules as anything. So I appreciate that. I don't want to rob him of spotlight in order to have done that. So let's end the session here. But fun session. Again, we really pushed some stuff to the limit here. Current, you're going to want to definitely, Jason, you're going to definitely want to get another character ready, because your end can happen at any time when trauma is inflicted.
Yeah, and at the rate I get trauma.
Yeah, exactly. So have it ready for next session. And you're just gonna second. Yeah, so you have 3 whole trauma before everything's done. So yeah, have a character ready also. Let's talk about that in Discord. Philip, let's do the same. I want to make sure you guys are happy. I do ask that we let's do some other positions. So I can't remember what the others are offhand. Like I think there's maid, there's cook,
and valet.
Valet.
I plan to be the maid.
Ooh, excellent.
As long as you weren't hoping to do that, Jason. If you were, I can do something
No,
else.
I was considering valet if I was going to do a new character. So
cool.
All right,
runner up for the cook when that occurs.
Although we could actually, as long as Scarlet is in resonance, we could justify a cook character joining play.
Oh,
because as we know,
really
Scarlet doesn't like to cook.
Happy to see Scarlet's back.
Who'll be happy to see Scarlet's back? Oh, the cook is. Yes, as the message said. Yes, good times were not had by all. So yes, prepare characters. Let's talk about it on Discord. Again, I value your time and I appreciate you spending it with me. I don't hate to cut short. However, I want everyone to feel good and participate and do all the things. So, well, that sounds like the best way. Yes, Philip.
Oh, I was just going to say I'm practically done. So if that was the only reason that you were cutting it short, I don't mind.
Well, I do want to go over some stuff also. So let's
cool.
talk it out and do the thing. So let's do that. And plus, I'm all out of troubles at the moment. So that was supposed to go on a lot longer. So I'm kind of at a loss for material also, and I don't want to totally half-ass it like normal.
So I've come back. Am I insubstantial or corporeal, or can I switch between them?
You are completely corporeal. It's one of those where basically it seems like you were never dead. You have no abilities. You feel tired. You feel hungry. You can't go through walls. The Benny you have is again, being able to see Alexandrina, the other one. What do we call her? I believe her name is Sarah. But you can see her regardless. If she's around, you see her. There's no the ghost can't be seen type of thing. You're on that level, so that's your Benny. But otherwise, you seem very substantial. You seem human, probably a little paler than normal, etc., etc. So yeah. So let's say goodbye to our players for the moment. And again, that was a totally awesome session. So much happened, so much carnage, so much wonder, so much laughter, good times. So let's say bye to Philip for a moment.
I promise I'm not horrible in real life.
No, I mean, before we even started, we totally. I mean, as a player or as a GM, I've always been, and as a player, I've always been very like, I'm all about the cooperation. But this game is all about the PvP, the player versus player. It's meant to be like that. This is totally in line with what the rules want you to do. And as you can see, it was freaking amusing as hell to see all of this play out. I mean, it's just like this zip ding 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 of prestige and trauma and everything going back and forth, and that's all what this game is about. So this is, yes, Philip is quite a nice individual in real life, I'm here to tell you. And yeah, but he's an awesome role player also, and playing his role awesomely. So good job. So thank you, Philip.
Thank you. Always fun. Always boss.
Yes. Awesome. So Jason, almost current is hanging on by a literal thread.
I'm dead. Killed me. You will pay for this.
In some fashion, some way, somehow.
You will pay for this. I'll DM you my PayPal link.
Killing me. Nobody's
Come
allowed to
on,
change
fine.
hands.
Getting away from brutal murder without going to prison, that's worth at least 5 shillings.
5 shillings. That's
I mean,
like
it's the
3
second
pennies.
time. It's the second time Croft's gotten away with it.
Yes. Whoa. Oh, you want to bring out the secrets also. Yes, good times. So, okay. And goodbye to Steve, last but not least.
Good night. Glad I could weep my way to success and not either die or be fired.
Yes. There are tiers at Malbane Manor, and sometimes they get people dismissed from service. So that's good times. So yes, that was an awesome, action-packed, horrible session played in exactly the manner that Bedlam Hall was made to be played. I'm so proud of all my players, and they're awesome. And if you didn't see that, I think you are blind. So that's basically the bottom line. Yeah, this is awesome all around. Such fun. And yet we have 4 more sessions to go. And it took 6 sessions for any of the characters to be dismissed or killed. So that in itself, it has to be like a Bedlam Hall record. I'll have to check with the guy who wrote it. But yeah,
And that's two out of 3 in one session.
Yeah, we saved up. It seems all that steam was just. So yes, awesome. So anyway, I am Scott's Case Files, and I was glad to be your GM for this evening. Again, I can't and won't stop gushing about my players because I really do believe they're awesome. And again, this is a horror story, and yet we're having a great time doing it. We're having fun. I'm laughing my butt off. The wit, the role playing, the getting into character and the shade and everything is so amazing. I'm so proud of this group. So anyway, I'm Scott's Case Files. If you're watching me on Twitch, think of subscribing or following. If you're watching me on YouTube, think of subscribing and hitting the little bell to be alerted when I put out new material, which is weekly. And otherwise, I hope everybody is not doing as badly as 2 out of 3 characters in my campaign tonight. And you do better. So be healthy, be happy, do good things, go forth and do no harm, and all that kind of stuff. And we will see you next week with 1 new face and potentially even 2. Ooh, who knows? Bye for now.